Welcome to the High Ground Podcast. I'm your host, Ollie, and with me is my co-host,
Cisco, on a never-ending journey of this year to watch the cinemas die.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Watching movie cinemas die.
And people get real racist.
People get real racist. You know, it's one thing for all this SAG-AFTRA shit, people fighting for their rights and shit. It's one thing. The only real downside, I believe, outside of the obvious downsides of people, you know, not being able to support themselves. Another hit that we're taking is from the film industry itself. Movies are failing. Movies have been failing before this. Movies are going to fail after this.
What do you mean?
There are a lot of blockbuster films of this year have failed financially. Every single Disney movie this year has failed financially. Most summer blockbusters outside of Barbie have failed financially this year.
Oh, there's other successful movies.
Name some.
Oh, fuck. I know there were others.
There's Guardians.
Guardians is one, yeah.
Guardians is the only Disney movie to not fail financially this year.
Well, not just...
Name some. Name the other Disney movies that did not fail. That did not. But that's the thing. We can't. Disney is a great sign of it, because we can't say, oh, people don't like Disney remakes. They do. They've made billions of dollars. Little Mermaid didn't make its money back. Blue Beetle projected to not make its money back.
Well, that's because that's being dealt with a shitty hand.
Flash barely made it. The most expensive movie of all time to not make its money back. Indiana Jones, historic flop.
Good.
This year has been a crushing failure for the films.
Blockbuster film.
For blockbuster films. Indies have been doing great. Talk to Me, great movie.
They Clone Tyrone.
Great movie. Fast X, another historic flop. Another Ant-Man and Quantumania, another historic flop. This has not been a good year.
They're making lackluster product.
This has not been a good year for movies.
Maybe they should have thought about that when they wanted to make shitty films.
Maybe they should have thought about that before they decided to not pay their artists correctly. So now we have shitty product.
Whoa, topical.
Now we got shitty product. You didn't want to pay your artists right? Look at the product. But that's the thing. This is the only way to really make them listen. To hurt their pockets.
I think
there's nothing else. That's the only thing us as the consumer have. That's the only power we have. It's not going to do much, but it's the only power that we have as consumers, is to hurt their pockets by not going to see these movies. I didn't go see Oppenheimer, not because Oppenheimer is a bad movie, because I just don't care.
I don't care.
I had to go see Blue Beetle off principle.
I like Blue Beetle, so
off principle I had to go see Blue Beetle.
I can't say I want new product and then not support. Unlike some people who keep complaining, oh, we get the same thing, and then when they give you something new, you're like, I don't like it.
That's because most niggas is racist.
Yeah.
Anybody that dislikes like Black Panther 2, specifically Black Panther 2, because that was a great movie, and people treat it like it was fucking She-Hulk.
Huh?
Because they lump it in with the entirety of Phase 4 as like a Marvel has fucking fallen off type thing, and they talk about it on the same level of quality like they do with every single Phase 4 project, like Black Widow or all these other fucking things. There's no level of fucking like understanding when it comes to Phase 4 projects that are not bad.
Like what do you mean?
For example, you know how we're able to distinguish good Phase 4 products from bad?
Okay.
Most niggas, when they talk about the MCU now, they talk about the entirety of Phase 4 like every project is the same level of quality.
Well, we know why, because they're not the Captain America and Iron Man.
Except for one specific movie. and that is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Because
it's Spider-Man. It's Spider-Man. We know.
Mm-hmm.
We know why. And he's white. You know, we know why. We know why. We know why that happens. But yeah, these niggas have no recollection of what a good Phase 4 project is. And then Phase 4 had some good projects. Good projects, like truly.
They act like Marvel, all of Marvel, that one phase was just straight bangers the entire time.
I want these niggas to tell me the name of the villain from Doctor Strange. I want these niggas to tell me the name of the villain.
Caecilius.
You know his name?
I can say it because I'm a nerd, but everybody else, they're not gonna be like, remember? Do you remember fucking Malekith, the Dark Elf?
No one gives a fuck about Malekith, the Dark Elf.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about Malekith, the Dark Elf. Like, let's be so fucking serious. Like, no one cares.
Oh my goodness gracious. My stars and garters.
Like, they made the Mandarin better subsequently with Shang-Chi.
Did they?
He was cool. He was fun in that. He was funny in that movie. They didn't make him the Mandarin, but like, Trevor was fine. I felt better about Iron Man 3 watching Shang-Chi, all right? Better about, because we got the real Mandarin. We got the real Mandarin in that movie. Shang-Chi was a good movie.
Yeah, it's just the third act.
The third act CGI monster fight, fine, that was bad. But like, Shang-Chi was a good movie outside of that fact.
Mm-hmm.
It should have just been a martial arts fight at the end, but we didn't get that. But yeah, it's just the bandwagoning effect that happens with these movies.
Go on, my brother.
For example, niggas are not going to see Blue Beetle.
They choose not to see Blue Beetle.
But that's the thing. They choose off of that bandwagoning effect. A couple of niggas said, this shit looks like Disney Channel. This shit looks like Power Rangers.
Or they'll say, like, this is like a stereotypical superhero origin. But then we'll see Spider-Man for the 600th
time. And they'll be like, okay, I got it. And then now, look at that. No, there's no hype around Blue Beetle. There's no hype around any of this. The Flash gained hype off of niggas being like, I'm gonna go see it even though there's a fucking pedophile in it. I'm him. You see?
Damn.
The bandwagoning effect.
But they ended up shitting on the Flash.
And then when the movie turned out to be bad, they were like, and then they saw niggas shitting on it, they were like, I actually hated that movie, you know? I hated that shit, man. It was ass. Mid.
Saying a few seconds ago.
That's what you were saying a couple minutes ago. You wanted to be against the quote-unquote wokeness.
The woke agenda.
You want to be against the woke agenda, trying to cancel the Flash.
They're trying to get our kids.
And you wanted to be against it. And then look at you now. You paid money to see a shitty movie. I can't say that part. I paid money to see that movie. But not for that reason. Not for that reason. I paid for that. I paid to watch The Flash because I was horny. For Supergirl. For Supergirl. For Supergirl.
Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
I had to make that clear. For Supergirl. We're never going to see her again.
Yeah, that's probably the end of Sasha Calle.
We're never going to see her again. She was great. The most accurate on-screen superhero by default.
I don't perceive us seeing Calle again.
Was the most accurate Supergirl by default. I mean, she wasn't good. She was there for like 10 minutes, though. For a good-ass 10 minutes.
She could have been there more.
She could have been there more, but it's... You know my thing is, though? About that movie? The Flash movie. I don't think Supergirl should have a huge...
Go on, speak your truth.
It's a movie about the...
Like, why is she in here?
Why is... I'm not even... you know what? She's not my problem with the movie.
What is your problem with the movie?
No, my problem. Fucking Batman.
Michael Keaton.
Not even just Michael Keaton. All three of them. This is a Batman movie with the Flash in it. If we're being so real. There are more versions of Batman in this movie than there are the Flash. Think about that. There's 4 Batman, 3 Flash.
That is true.
There's more Batman in this movie than the Flash. That's why Blue Beetle's so refreshing. So they said, fuck Batman. They said, fuck Batman. Batman's a fascist.
Batman's a fascist.
Every other piece of DC media sucks the dick of Batman.
Most money.
Except for Blue Beetle. A fascist.
And people got mad
and they called it woke. They called it woke.
They said, whoa, you can't call our Bat God.
They called him woke.
They're like,
because he's spitting facts. He's spitting facts. That movie was fucking ass.
They're like, you can't call our God.
Shitty movie, dog. Yes, man. We have not gotten a good DC Universe movie since the Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah.
The Batman's not in the DC Universe.
Is not Shazam? Not Shazam 2.
Shazam, no, but Suicide Squad was 2021.
Oh, okay.
And Shazam 2 was fine.
I didn't hate
the overwhelming hate on another example of the bandwagoning effect. One nigga said the Shazam 2 was bad, and then everyone went into the movie with a fucking bad taste in their mouth. On top of the fact that it doesn't matter,
and they hate Zachary Levi for some reason.
I'm not gonna lie though. I remember.
What did he do?
No, it's not that Zachary Levi is a bad person.
It's not the Jeremy Renner bit kids.
It's not his daughter. It's not that Zachary Levi is a bad person.
How you can't say that? He almost died.
It's not that Zachary Levi is a bad person. It's what I said when that happened. Regardless of what your political affiliation is, left or right, the minute you take a stance, you're going to alienate half of your audience.
Really?
That's what happens.
Is that what he did?
The media citing Jordan Peterson in a quote is crazy as fuck.
He did that?
That's what happened. You don't remember? That's what happened.
I don't remember the.
That's what happened. That's why people got mad.
Oh shit.
That's what happened. We covered it on this show. We covered it on this show.
Such a long time ago, bro.
We covered it on this show.
I don't remember anything. All I remember is it affected.
The minute you show any political affiliation, like I can never go on Fox News with all the crazy shit on say on this show.
Oh yeah.
I can never be on Fox News.
Yeah.
They would never let me on there. The crazy ass shit I say here.
You're like, damn, I can't even say the things that you've said out loud.
Like, they'll never let me on Fox News. But on CNN, they'll give me, like, I'll be the reporter. I'll be the head reporter on CNN.
Suck your dick.
They suck my dick at CNN.
It's out of principle.
Crazy. Oh. It's insane.
Lord.
But yeah, it's... we're at a point in the cultural zeitgeist where, like, we were talking about this earlier off air. People are getting way more comfortable with saying the craziest shit. Like, we're at a point where, like, for example, in the YouTube boxing circle, right now there's a thing called the Prime Card. KSI versus Tommy Fury, and then Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis going on right now.
I know, like, one of those people.
Dylan Dennis is known as the villain of the thing, whatever, right? So I'm gonna tell you right now, because we all know Logan Paul's a terrible human being, right?
Yeah,
He's a terrible human being. So Dylan Dennis is apparently somehow worse
than Logan Paul. The fuck happened?
So outside of a bunch of controversy of his bullshit, what he did to Logan Paul in this is wildly disrespectful.
Oh, is it the wife thing?
You know what's so wild about that? Niggas, it's the craziest thing. It's the most villainous shit to, like, if I'm in a beef with, imagine I'm in a beef with you, and then I completely ignore you and exclusively attack your girl.
His fiance.
And then all my fans go and specifically attack your fiance and ignore you completely.
They're like, yo, I've been sucking dick for $1, bro.
she was just standing there. She was not a part of this at all.
No.
That's I'm sorry, but to me, that's completely out of bounds. That's completely out of. Insult me all you want, or like insult my loved ones, like blah blah blah, in relation to me or whatever. But to completely ignore Logan and be like exclusively attack the fans sending her death threats. They exclusively attack the wife. He's not fighting the wife. He's not fighting the wife.
I knew they were bringing up her past about the sucking dick thing.
Calling her all these things. Bro, Logan is being completely ignored in this.
Your wife is a whore, Logan. What are you going to do about that?
And attacking exclusively the wife.
Yeah.
And you know what? There are so many things you could attack Logan over. So many things you could attack Logan.
The Japan
thing, the scamming thing, the crypto shit, all that shit. But to be like, your wife has fucked a lot of niggas. Wife has fucked a lot of niggas.
He said NFTs, bro.
He's done so much fucked up shit, and to be like, you know what's crazy? The craziest thing is like, it's not even that his wife is like a quote unquote hoe. She's just fucked a lot of niggas, and they're being like,
it's like you married a woman that fucked a lot.
Like it's fucking insane.
The double standard?
Well, the double standard's obvious. We're not talking about the double standard. The double standard's obvious. I mean, it's insane. Like the amount of ammunition they already have on this nigga that's being ignored. That's being ignored to attack somebody that's just there. That's just there.
But what did so
nothing set it off, by the way.
So this is unprovoked.
Unprovoked by anybody.
So they're just attacking his wife for the sake of attacking his wife?
For the sake of attacking his wife.
Is she like a shit person or something?
This nigga Dylan has searched the dark web for every picture of his wife with a girl. Not even in a sexual way. Just standing with niggas.
Boy.
Some of them are sexual, but just like in a general sense of just being around a nigga.
I just found the picture. Wait.
Listen. It's bad. It's bad. This is some crazy ass shit. It's some crazy ass shit.
Whoa! Why?
Crazy shit.
Why?
You know what's the craziest thing about this? I'm not one to judge anyone's sexual past, of course. If I was Logan, the only one of these niggas that I would question, this bitch used to fuck riffraff.
What?
This bitch used to fuck riffraff. That's the only. I don't care about.
You know she's older than him.
Yeah, that's whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care about body count. It's not about the body count. It's about who you fuck. Riffraff.
Yeah, I mean that's more on Logan than that.
It's not about because.
It speaks about Logan's character, who he chose as a wife.
But even it's not like she's a bad. Having fucked people is different from being a bad person. Because Logan's a 6 foot something tall man in California. He's probably fucked racist people. If we're being so real, like Logan's a bad person, of course. But That's not what we're debating here.
What's the debate?
There's no debate. It's more of just like there are so many other things you could attack this nigga for. But this is just out of bounds. This is out of bounds.
It's true.
This is crazy.
It's true. Yeah.
Like she was just there.
Yeah, this is unprovoked.
It's wildly unprovoked. Like, Jesus Christ. They've essentially doxed this woman.
And she's a public figure. Can she really be doxed? Like doxing.
You know what? That's fair.
Doxing her is like, we know where you live, not who you fucked.
Like that's fair. That's fair. But it's just so crazy, dog. It's just so crazy.
For the public.
This is what I mean when I'm saying niggas on the internet are getting wilder and crazier, and then
still have that neurotic clip.
We'll talk about that. We can talk about that.
Okay.
Neurotic, and You know what my thing? You know my thing about Neurotic is, and niggas like him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm tired of giving these niggas like a platform, like a platform.
I mean, they have the right. We can't like what do you call it? Say, oh, you don't have the right to free speech. That would. Oh, sorry about the Luluzi. Yeah.
Listen, it's not about free speech. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm not saying that they shouldn't be able to make their videos. I'm saying I don't want to give them a space on in our shit. Like I don't want to be like, here's a clip of Neurotic's thing, and people are like, oh, let me go watch that. I don't want to do that. What I want to do is what we do best. Be like, these niggas said this, and this.
Well, we have to react to what they're saying.
We already heard what they said.
Yeah, but not on air.
All right.
So disregarding everything we just said and going straight into
One Piece live action. Okay.
Is that One Piece?
Okay. So if you've been following this show for a while, an underlying theme throughout the years has been live action anime can never work because the adaptation process is going to entail a lot of things that make animation what animation is, and that anime specifically is so like hyper like stylized that it's very, very hard to adapt these things. And when we heard about a live action One Piece adaptation, we were like, niggas in One Piece are 20 feet tall. How the fuck are they gonna do that? One Piece is so cartoony. How could you bring it into reality? This looks like a damn good attempt. But this looks like a damn good attempt. I'm sorry. I know I'm wildly contradicting myself, but this looks good. This looks good. And I hate that I'm saying that because they're catching me. They're getting me again. Because my thing, a lot of these live action anime projects heavily separate themselves from the original work. What's crazy about this is a lot of crew from the manga. Oda himself was heavily involved in the script writing and the cinematography of this show. Like, this show is not pulling from the anime, it's pulling from the manga. That was a heavy focus in this show's development.
So no filler.
No filler. This first season is only going to be 10 episodes.
This is how Oda
this entire season is adapting the East Blue Saga into 10 45-minute episodes. Think about that compared to the 100 episode, 20-minute episode count of the East Blue Saga in the anime.
Well, if we can already condense it in a movie, we can.
Well, of course. But, like, that's the thing. The movie is also good. So it's like, so much about this is working right now. The casting is working.
I mean, he got the blessing from both Oda and from the
Luffy's voice actress. Yeah.
She gave him the hat.
Oda gave him the hat too.
Yeah.
Like, it's
like dapped him up and everything.
This is crazy. Like, so much of this is working.
And everybody looks like the characters. You can't complain about that. They look exactly like the characters.
Yeah. So much of this is working. So it's like, I don't know. I'm going in with a lot of optimism, but I've just been burned so many times in the past.
Netflix adaptations?
Anime adaptations in general. I've been burned by.
But Netflix are just notoriously bad.
Netflix are, they're notoriously
they're the king of making bad. Cowboy Bebop, Death Note. But those, yeah.
Out of everything, One Piece is going to be the first of the big three. No. Second, Bleach.
Yeah. Bleach.
I forgot about. You know what? It's so funny
and if we're talking about the Grandpappy, Dragon Ball was adapted really bad.
I don't know why I forgot the Bleach one. The Bleach one is starring literally Forze. The Bleach one literally stars Forze. I don't know why I forgot that one.
And one thing before this, they announced that they were going to do Naruto. Remember that?
I never got that one.
Yeah, they said we're not doing that, but the One Piece we can do that. The Naruto we can't do that,
which is weird because you think Naruto would be easier to adapt than One Piece.
No. Yeah.
You'd think Naruto would be easier to
early
adapt.
Naruto, yes. Early Naruto, yes. Like later Naruto, no.
Well, later One Piece is worse. One Piece is way worse. Like One Piece is way fucking worse. Like, shit is fucking.
I think people need to temper their expectations about like character proportions, because I don't think we're gonna be like seeing 8 foot tall people.
Well, of course, that's wildly unrealistic. That's wildly unrealistic.
Well, what character do you think they can adapt?
There's no way in hell you're gonna be able to do Kaido. There's no way in hell you're gonna be able to do Kaido. Kaido is a giant dragon man.
I think you know why I think they could have always done One Piece?
What?
Because of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Well, Pirates of the Caribbean, of course, yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean walked so One Piece could run, because that. Just put that one. That's Disney money, baby.
Yeah, that's Disney.
But Netflix got money.
Netflix has money, but it's like they're not Disney is able to comfortably shelve out a level of money that Netflix would have to think about. And Netflix would be like,
but do you know how much money they would make if think about it, if Stranger Things, because so far everybody looks like how they're supposed to look, and even the monsters. Like they look like
the effects look good. The cinematography is on point.
People are already complaining about Arlong. They're like, so small.
He is very scrawny, but you can't. But like, you should have gotten like a Dave Bautista, like somebody big.
Oh, that would have been lit as fuck.
Yeah, you should have gotten somebody big.
Batista would have been fucking raw.
You should have gotten someone bigger. Yeah, I'm not saying like
or just CGI him.
I'd say just get somebody bigger. I'd say because I don't need him to be 8 feet tall. Yeah. I just need him to be big. I need him to be big.
But a lot of the superheroes are enhanced with CGI too. So you could just get
Momoa.
Yeah, that would have been dope. But I don't think Momoa would.
He wouldn't want to be Arlong.
Yeah.
To be fair, Arlong's the main villain of this arc, though, of this fucking season. Mm-hmm. That would have been crazy. Yeah, he's a movie star. Yeah.
Because I don't see any. Besides, I think the only noticeable person I see in this cast,
that's because they went out of their way to get people who.
No, fucking Garp. Garp is the only one I recognize from being like a high profile actor.
Oh, because they went out of their way to get people who were unknowns and were these specific races. Because remember, the entire point of One Piece is that Oda's thing is that like if there were a live action, he'd want these specific characters to be these specific races. And now I want to make something very clear. Mm-hmm. It is not Oda's fault. It is not Oda's fault that Robin became white after the time skip. It is not Oda's fault.
Wasn't Robin always white?
Robin was light skinned pre-time skip, or at least of color. You can tell that she's of color pre-time skip, and then after
that's because she lived in Alabasta.
What?
I'm confused. I just confused a different country. Fucking, she lived.
Okay. That's Alabasta. She didn't live in Alabasta. She was there for like a year.
That's a place where you live.
Before then, she was still dark. Post time skip, when she was with the.
If you're gonna live where the sand people are, you're gonna get a tan.
Before that, she was still dark. We see her in pre-time skip, dark. Post time skip, when she was with Dragon and the Revolutionaries, I don't know what they did. I don't know what they did with the Revolutionaries, but she came back looking like. But hey, there are black German people. Robin is supposed to be German. We can just have Robin be light skinned and call it a day. You know who cosplays Robin the most? Black women. Black women cosplay Robin the most. Let's just have Robin be light skinned and call it a day.
And I don't.
Just call it because Usopp is black.
Oh, Usopp is that's undeniably black.
But they lightened his skin too.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did. No, yes, they did.
Usopp is caramel, bro.
They made him a slight cream, a lighter cream.
Okay, I don't know.
They did. They made a lighter cream.
Semantics.
Everyone got lighter. Post time skip.
Luffy got darker. If anything.
Luffy got darker, but everyone else got fucking lighter in the time skip. Everyone else was like white, or Zoro was noticeably Japanese, or Sanji's French, but no, the two black characters got lightened post time skip. Chopper's not black.
I know Chopper's dead. It's a joke. Who does the other?
Robin
Usopp. Robin's black to you?
Robin's light skin, or at least of color. Because you can't say that Robin's not of color.
I thought Robin was white.
Robin's not white. Don't do this to me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Robin's not white.
Anyway.
Nami is white. That bitch is white. Nami is white. Robin's not white.
What country is Robin supposed to be from?
Robin's supposed to be from Germany.
Okay. And Nami's supposed to be from?
Sweden.
Oh, yeah, she's white.
Yeah.
we cannot find that one.
We can all agree on that.
Go ahead, just go. Name the countries.
Luffy's Brazilian.
Yes, I remember that.
Zoro's Japanese.
Yeah.
Sanji is French.
Mm-hmm.
Usopp's African. Jamaican, not African.
I was about to say that's not a fucking country.
Jamaican.
Bagwan veteran. Luffy.
Usopp's Jamaican. Nami Swedish. Robin's German. Chopper. No, Frankie's American. Frankie's specifically from New York.
Because he's Jim Carrey.
Chopper's Canadian. That's what it is.
That explains a lot.
Chopper's Canadian. Brooke is, I believe, Belgian.
Interesting.
Either Belgian. No, British. British.
Hello.
British. But Brooke is British. And fucking Jinbei is, I believe, also Japanese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jinbei is also Japanese. But yeah. That's the guide for. They really had a whole guide for casting these niggas, didn't they? Mm. That's what they have a whole setup. Yeah,
Oda has planned this from the very beginning.
Yes,
I'm just saying.
More of Oda foreshadowing.
I'm just saying, if anybody want to be on that racial bullshit, like why is this person cast like this? The person who made the entire series was like, ever live action, which they are now. This is what they really are.
That's what they need to be. But yeah, all the casting looks great. The acting is so good, which is saying something because live action anime acting
is bad.
Oh, it's so bad.
Hello, Geeko.
Like you know who was better? You know who was good? Who didn't feel like the character, but who I feel like did their part well. Most of the main trio of Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
They did pretty good.
What? Jet definitely.
Yeah, Spike didn't feel like Spike, but he still did what the character that they wrote in the show mm-hmm. He performed well. Yeah. The problem with Spike is not on the actor but on the writer.
What's his face? What's her face? Faye
was great. Faye was great.
People were mad at Faye.
You know why people were mad at Faye? Because her titties weren't big enough.
Really?
Yes. When the casting happened,
she's a beautiful woman.
Yeah. When the casting happened, they were like, no.
She's like, sorry, I couldn't fit in the one piece.
That's the same thing that happened to Gal Gadot when she got cast. They were like, no.
I don't like Gal Gadot because she's not a good actress. She's probably a wonderful human being, but
I think Gal Gadot has her moments of acting, but when I go back and watch the first Wonder Woman movie, I really think it depends on the direction for her, because the first Wonder Woman movie, it was like pretty good, but one or two scenes it's like, you were lying. It's like I was like, okay, but then Wonder Woman 2 was like, that movie was bad all around. And she couldn't save it. I really think Gal Gadot is one of those people who acts on presence, like The Rock, because The Rock's not a good actor, but like
his charisma carries him. Well, but Gal Gadot is just like every time she opens her mouth, it's.
You can't act like she wasn't good in BVS.
She didn't say anything in those scenes.
Yes, she did.
She was mostly like,
yeah, some lines.
She's
in
like,
BVS.
Mr. Wayne. Like when she wasn't talking, yes, she was good. When the moment she opened her mouth, nah.
I will stand by this. In that first Wonder Woman movie, she gave a good performance.
She didn't talk a lot.
In the first, she did talk a lot in the first one.
Everybody else around her talked more than she does.
It was a good performance.
And like Steve Trevor carried that movie on his back. He was doing the talking for the both of them. It's like Diana, no. Etta Candy had to do that shit, bro. Yeah, everybody else had it's like Diana had specific moments where she talked. But going back to One Piece, I think it looks interesting. Cisco likes it.
Do
you have any hopes, thoughts, or concerns?
Hope it's good. End of story. End of story. I hope it's 1,000 episodes long, like the regular One Piece is.
You think they're gonna condense everything?
Yeah, that's what I think is gonna happen. Next season, we're gonna get like the fucking Drum Island and Alabasta shit condensed
into 8 episodes.
Wait, no, they might do Drum Island as one like 2-parter, and then they'll do Alabasta in 6 episodes.
Damn.
Because that's what I think it's gonna be. Like, they have to like, especially if all these episodes are like 45 minutes long, they can do it.
Conversation that we had earlier. Scott Pilgrim versus
the World is getting an anime with the voices of the movie.
I have to press the danger button because you guys did not know. So Twitter is mad because all the kids that weren't born or were fetuses when this was coming out, hell, even the first movie.
Long story short, people make jokes about Scott Pilgrim being a pedophile, and now there are a lot.
He's not a pedophile.
And now there are a lot of people that are taking that too seriously and being like, why are they making this thing about a pedophile? Blah 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 blah. Long story short, Scott Pilgrim is not a pedophile. He is somebody who was not able to tell a child no when she wanted to date him. So,
yeah, don't be like Scott. Don't lead people.
If you want to take that as scummy, because it is, that.
He never dated Knives.
He just never said no when she wanted to go out on dates.
He hung out with her, but they were never dating.
Which some might say that's the same thing. Some might say that's the same thing, but nuh-uh.
Oh boy.
But yeah, the anime looks good. The anime looks good.
So, okay.
How about we just watch the trailer? Because we already said everything that needs to be said about the other thing.
Yes.
The music, baby, let's go, bro. The animation looks so good. Bro, this is going to be like.
It looks really good.
This is going to be edit fuel, bro. Edit bait.
The edit community is gonna have fun. And if there's anyone you liked from the movies, they're all coming back.
Here. They even got Chris Evans.
You know what? I'm happy now because Michael Cera has grown as an actor.
So that would be better.
So yeah, his performance is going to be a lot better than it was in 2000.
His performance wasn't even bad though.
No, but like he's grown. Like back then, you could ask Patrick. I did not see him as Scott Pilgrim. Like I thought it was kind of like, really? That's Scott? Because to me, Scott has to have a level. But now that I know Michael Cera as an actor, and I've seen him perform. Like once I watched This Is the End and saw him like, yeah, he could play a douchebag. he could easily play a douchebag because he's douchey in the original movie, but it's just like.
Did you? Here, you know what? Let me see. Let me see if I can tear it down for you. Did you think that Michael's voice was the problem? That his voice sounded too soft?
Yeah, it was too, like, it wasn't.
Did you want Scott to be more masculine?
No.
No? Well, how would you describe it?
Because Scott's not a super uber masculine. Like.
Did you want him to have more of the like Chris Evans voice?
No. More like the Danny Phantom.
You wanted him to sound like his name was Scott. Yeah. That's what it was. Yeah, like, you wanted him to sound like his name was Scott. Because he doesn't sound like his name is Scott.
No.
Because everyone with the name Scott has the same personality.
Yeah, like I'm going ghost. Like
everyone with the name Scott, they all sound like they use the phrase smoke dope instead of weed. Everyone with the name Scott, it has like the quirky middle-aged white dad personality.
Like, geez, guys, I don't want to go on another adventure.
Exactly.
Like Jeremy Shada would have been a good Scott Pilgrim.
Everyone named Scott sounds like the protagonist of a 2000s movie.
I'm trying to think of
everyone named Scott.
Oh God.
Your name's Scott. I'm sorry. Your name's Scott. I'm so sorry.
Like you like this stoner comedy type person.
Exactly. Everyone named Scott sounds like they love fucking Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
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 Everyone named Scott has watched every Seth Rogen movie.
Which, ironically enough, Superbad was made by Evan Goldberg, and I think they were produced by this guy. No, was it a Judd Apatow? I don't know. Anyway,
everyone named Scott loves Regular Show.
Yeah.
Everyone named Scott has the personality of Mordecai.
Whoa. Whoa.
That's it. Yeah, that's the best. That's perfect. That's actually fucking perfect. Everyone named Scott has the personality of Mordecai.
I feel so bad for anybody named Scott. Jesus Christ. Jesus.
But that was Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the anime. And now back to our final topic.
I just want to rock.
So, racism, am I right, boys? Or boy?
Blue Beetle!
Blue Beetle, the movie that came out.
Everybody was shitting on since day one for some reason.
I think it's for multiple reasons.
I'm still upset that people are not treating this like Black Panther.
I think it's for multiple reasons. One is because of just the general DC stigma that there is now because of the Flash. Two is because of the writer's strike going on.
The writer's strike really fucked that movie up.
People just don't want to go see movies.
But then they're gonna complain about they don't know what they want. Because they're like, oh, we're tired of you guys just making gender bend and racial versions of our white characters. And then when they give you exactly what you want, they give you new, exciting, fresh characters. Because fucking nobody gives a shit about Ted Cord or Dan character. No. I like Ted Cord when he's with Booster Gold. That's it. On his own, it's a lame ass superhero. But Blue and Gold is my favorite shit. Yeah. Blue and Gold. In your face. The best buddy cop superhero duo ever made. But it's Rush Hour, but with superheroes. And we're never going to get that until the Booster Gold show. And it's probably going to be Jaime now.
But that's funny. Wait, that's going to be really funny.
It's going to be...
Come on. Well, that's because Jaime... Well, wouldn't you say that would be a lot funnier since Jaime is an actual character?
Ted's a character. He's the Jackie Chan. And then Booster Gold is Carter. That's literally...
But then what was Lee's personality anyway?
Lee's the
We liked Lee because he's Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but he's also mischievous. They're both mischievous, but in different ways. Booster Gold, just like Carter, is the loud, flamboyant one, and then Ted is quote unquote the more responsible one, but he's also a pervert. He's like, slow down, baby.
Oh God, I don't like
not Ted, not Ted himself, but Carter.
Yeah,
Lee in Rush Hour was also a pervert. Like, slow down, baby. He has his moments. He's not the golden boy.
Well, bro. Lee wasn't a pervert. Oh wait, no, never mind. I just remembered what you're quoting. Never mind. I just remember what you're quoting. Yeah, never mind. I'm just remembering what you're quoting.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But back to my third point on why people don't like this movie.
Racism. Yeah, y'all can't even hide this shit anymore. Don't be like, oh, wokeness. Because how is this movie woke? Because they had Latin representation. Does that bother you so bad that other people and other races are getting
You know what I hate the most is just how fucking disingenuous it is.
Okay, go ahead.
Because they're like, oh, you're shoving it in our faces, blah, blah, blah.
Shoving what?
That's the problem. What the fuck do you mean we're shoving it in your face? It's
other races and
someone's culture. Yeah. It's somebody's culture.
And not just cultures, it's everything, bro. Other people exist in the world. Other races, other people with special needs, people that LGBTQ plus, there are other people that exist in the world. It's not just straight people. It's not just white people. It's not just black people. It's not. People act like there's three races and three things and one religion and it's always if you're not.
But that's the problem with okay. I was about to get a little bit too political, but that's kind of the problem with American media. The problem with American
imperialism.
It's kind of American. American media. But yeah, one of the biggest practitioners of this far right media analysis is, I wouldn't even say they're like a big channel. I wouldn't even say
they are for that space.
Nerd erotic, weird white people complaining about bullshit. Let's hear what
there's nothing wrong with being white.
It's hey, I just said it. There's nothing wrong with being white. There's something wrong with being weird and white. And the problem is not the white. The problem is the weird. Like let's just.
I said what I said. Ain't nothing wrong with being white. Just don't be racist.
Being white, it's being weird.
Because some of those people aren't even white. Some of them are Asian. Some of them are whatever. Just don't be racist.
For this family, they're brown, so they're perpetual victims.
They just want to push us out of our neighborhood.
You can hear the way that they're talking about
condescending. Her first concern is that they're
watch a superhero movie and you're about them acting like,
are they not supposed to represent their culture and how like it's very hard for Mexican. You guys literally supported a dude talking about closing borders, and this is anyway.
Oh, we're losing the house. I was like, hold the phone. There's what? How many working
white people sayings don't eat anymore. Hold the phone.
Also, just because everybody's working doesn't mean they're getting high-paid jobs. The two kids work at a fucking hotel.
Not even a hotel, a house. It's somebody's house that they're cleaning.
Yeah. You're not getting paid that much.
I just want to say about this movie, the wildest death I've seen in a comic movie in a while, throwing a bitch into the fire. Like, that's crazy, by the way. That's like a horror movie death.
What's sad was the Jonathan Kent style death.
Oh, yeah.
I like that, though, because it's the death that superheroes can't. Natural causes.
Natural death.
Right? I'm like, we're brown, we're victims. I'm like,
here's the thing about that's so fucking crazy.
That's so fucking.
That's so crazy.
First of all, she's beautiful. Second of all, like, why attack that woman for the way she looks?
Like, that's insane.
That has not, like, you could say you don't like her performance or whatever, but what the fuck does her physical appearance
with anything?
Like, and then they're like, I'm not racist.
I'm sorry, your truck that has about $10,000 of add-ons.
You leave George Lopez alone.
Also, motherfucker, do you not know that people can get stuff from the scrapyard and shit and repurpose technology? Like, you know how many people reuse old technology and make that shit? Fucking Tony Stark built that shit in the cave.
But you don't care because he's walking.
That's what I'm saying.
Mexicans are sneaky, dude. Come on.
That was wow.
He said what he said.
My God.
Yeah, like, hey, well,
he just out. Wow. Yeah. My God. And they posted.
And look at how many people kicking.
And they posted that. They posted that outright.
Watching this, I'm like, all right, it's nice to look at, but the subtle but ever-present racism is something I couldn't ignore.
Damn, it feels like every time I see somebody talking some racist shit.
What's wrong with his family?
They're not white. That's the objective.
We're sorry you're not close with your goddamn family, whatever lady, ginger lady. But damn,
the thing about this movie is like, okay, so the common complaint I see about this movie is it's generic in quotation marks.
It's a superhero origin film. They're all pretty much the same.
Here's the thing.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but imagine trying to not explain Blue Beetle for his first movie.
Like that shit is
imagine
crazy.
You just drop like y'all don't know who the fuck Blue Beetle is.
You don't know what this is.
So imagine if they didn't start off with an origin film and they just said, like, "Oh, he's fighting the Reach."
Like,
you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? How the fuck did he get his powers? Oh, they explain it in the first 5 minutes? It's not fucking Spider-Man. Where
you already know what that is.
Yeah, like, this is a whole new character to the like normal audience. I know who that is because I read comic books, but you don't know who the fuck that is. You don't watch Young Justice. You don't read none of this shit. If you're not part of the nerd culture, you don't know who the fuck this is. You're like, Blue Beetle, is that a Spider-Man?
Yeah, but yeah, like I was saying.
And then the token nerds are like, is that
Attack? But yeah, like I was saying.
Is that Kabuto?
The problem that not the problem. What makes this movie work? The family and the culture is what makes this movie work. Like objectively. If I did not care about Jaime's family, which is the point,
the heart of
the movie, then and part of that is the culture. If Jaime's family was white,
like if this was just a generic, like they didn't talk to each other,
but that's the thing. Part of the way that you sympathize with them is that you know that what they're talking about is some real shit.
Yeah.
You know
they
that
act
what
like a real family.
They act like a real family. You know that what they're going through is real shit that real niggas go through.
This isn't like fucking Thor's mom.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
Aunt May, who is only relevant in the, like, we only like Aunt May because it's Marissa Tomei, let's be honest. She didn't do shit till the third movie.
Like, part of what makes you relate to these characters is the real struggles they go through. And something like this, which is a struggle that is heavily based on these cultural biases, these people are not going to get because they don't believe that these people deserve sympathy for those cultural
You don't
things.
even have to be like from an ethnic background to relate to this. If you grew up in the middle class or the lower class, you know the fucking struggles.
You should.
Yeah.
Like, that's the problem. That's the problem with approaching media from such a far right basis.
They get mad for the sake of getting mad.
I'm
telling you, I don't believe that half of these people even believe what the fuck they're saying. Or if they do, they're just fucked up in the head. Because for you to, like, they get more clicks by being negative than they do by being positive. Like, they'll just be like, oh, why do we have to have Latino culture in a Latin fucking superhero? Like, what? Let's say, okay, for example, let's say Blue Beetle was an Irish or Italian. They literally would have done the same exact shit. Like, they would have been like, ma, papa, tata, what do you like? And then nobody would bat an eye. But because he's not the right kind of minority, that's why they're like, it's annoying.
By saying, oh, it's not racism, I just don't like bad writing. None of this has anything to do with writing.
Yeah, like, you just don't. Like, if the argument was, like, okay, the villain sucked. Yeah, then I could be like,
the villain's not, the villain's whatever.
That's a legitimate argument.
They kind of just shoved his backstory in at the end, and
Susan Sarandon was kind of mid.
or like the love story was just kind of there, and
that's legitimate criticism.
Yeah,
but when you're like, his family sucked, like, why did they suck? They just did. Why?
Like,
because they played La Cucaracha and ate tacos. Like, that's not an argument. That's culture. You just don't like that culture.
Truly, I believe I'm gonna say this right now. This is one of the families, one of my favorite families in a superhero movie. Yes. They all have, because it's one thing to be like, oh, that's the generic sister or the generic mother. No, they all have personality,
and they all did something.
I came out here with the fucking railgun.
And somehow people don't like that.
Because you're allergic to joy, magic, and fun.
Yeah, like, remember, superhero movies weren't always, like, serious all the time. They used to be campy.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I know she's mad right now. The person I just quoted.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But yeah.
Oh my god.
But yeah. Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle.
The biggest interview of his life. They're fucking honking the taco horn. They're yelling, they're screaming, and everybody's like,
it's crazy how she said the taco horn.
I've heard some praise for the family and like his dad, Uncle Bendejo, I don't know.
I haven't even seen the movie, but I bet you I know how they got upset. I bet you, since he comes back from college, something that a lot of Hispanic people, can relate to is being away from home and finally coming home and enjoying mama's cooking. Oh my God, homemade Mexican cooking. And there was probably one scene. It was probably one scene of him eating tacos and being like, God, I love being home. And they were just sitting there like, yeah. So, fuck these people and fuck Ryan Cannell. Also, I know he doesn't get bitches because look at this part right here.
It was really centered on family. I like the fact that there was a love interest and it wasn't like she was shutting him down or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that. That's kind of back to traditional some storytelling that we don't fucking get. But it just is not enough to make
What?
It's super funny he says that.
Hasn't it been a common trope for decades with a love interest that shuts down the guy?
Other than
back to when before this nigga was born type shit.
What do you mean?
Like his complaint was, I'm glad she didn't shut down his advances like the modern media does.
Is that what he said? I thought he meant like girl boss, whatever.
But that's not the same thing. He's like, I'm glad she wasn't like talking down to him or whatever. Because it's like the love interest shit isn't usually the love interest and the girl boss shit is never usually intertwined.
That's true. Yep.
It's never usually intertwined. I guess like Peach, but Peach wasn't a girl boss. She was just competent.
Yeah.
Like.
So what are they complaining about? Besides the racism, so we know racism is a given, but like
that's it. That's all they were complaining about.
The girl being not rude.
No, he was complimenting the movie because the girl there was no like
I'm a woman.
Yeah, there was none of that, which is like
okay,
I guess, but like. I don't even know if that's like a plus to the movie. If that was a thing, and
she was more concerned about like finding her father. Yeah, she wasn't really into the whole I'm a woman type of shit. That's Susan Sarandon. That was literally Susan Sarandon's whole thing. She's like, my dad didn't want me the company, so she gave it to my brother.
If that was a part of her character, and if it was written well, there'd be no problem. Like,
wait, what does? I still don't understand the. Anyway,
he just wanted to complain.
He just put that in the ether, I guess.
He's like, and there's no woke feminist. Like, oh, fuck off. Yeah. Please. Yeah. You just wanted to talk about women. Here's my review of Blue Beetle. Here's my genuine thoughts on this movie. This movie was a breath of fresh air.
Fun.
It was fun. It was entertaining. It got me emotional. If I had some problems with it, of course.
Of course, all movies have problems.
All movies have issues. Like I said before, the villain, honestly, he was very boring.
Abraxas is
very boring.
There was nothing to it.
I don't wish that they did the whole like green beetle thing. That would have been just like the
Black Beetle would have been dope, but not for this movie.
But it would have just been the fucking
but that's what this was.
Thing.
Abraxas is basically Blue Beetle. Let's not sit here and say he's a red beetle in everything but name. Like that's what Abraxas basically boiled down to. They made him a lot.
I feel like in the next one we should go about like doing like here's my pitch for Blue Beetle 2.
Well, they set up the other Beetles. Remember that
they set up Ted Cord.
Yeah. No, not even. They set
and the other thing. Yeah.
Remember when Kashida is coming down, coming from space? He hit the other. So for people who haven't seen
Green Lantern,
They hit when the Scarab
is coming. Strange cameo.
Yeah, such a strange cameo. When they got to build up the universe. So when the Scarab is falling to Earth, it actually collides with the other Scarabs. So for people who don't know, the Scarab was created by a alien race called the Reach. They made them specifically as infiltration units to take over the planet, bond with the hosts, and prepare it for intergalactic invasion. During that time, Kashida, which is the name. Fun fact, Kashida is both a catchphrase that Dan Garrett used to say, the original Blue Beetle, so he could transform Henshin, and it's also the name of the The Scarab. Scarab is non-binary, by the way, so it's it doesn't matter if it's got a boy voice or a girl voice. I've heard so many people be like, "You're mad because it's got a girl's voice." It's like by Becky G, by the way.
You see, it all comes back to Tokusatsu. Becky G's the Yellow Ranger.
So it makes sense. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it. It's a robot. I would have preferred if Kajida had more of sentience, so they could have that back and forth.
Yeah, because it's more of like a fucking
not even a Jarvis. It's more like a generic computer.
Yeah, it's Friday. Yeah. No, but Friday had sass.
Yeah, she had a personality. This is more like legit, like
a computer. Yeah, Siri.
Yeah,
it's Siri.
It's Siri. You can't really. It didn't really talk about. It's like reboot, blah blah blah. Like I did like when she did like the colloquialisms, or it's like, "Hi, May. Let's do this." Like I was like, yeah, let's go. In the next one, I hope she gets more of a personality. Or
it's like when like Mr. Belso's like, "Let's go for a drive." Like, yeah.
In the next one, I hope she like struggles to like. They have that dynamic where because they kind of did it in this one where he's like, "I don't want to kill anybody," and he's like, "Well, too bad." But like, I want her to be more vocal about it. Like, we have to like in Young Justice.
Like, I want to save. Okay, let me go back to my thing. Blue Beetle 2. I want Blue Beetle 2 to be about him dealing with Earth threats. Like, throw in like random like DC villains that fight around that don't have like a specific thing, but like
I want him to fight Peacemaker,
something like that, like something like that. And then Blue Beetle 3, that's when you go
the Reach,
full on invasion type shit.
Well, now since they're doing Blue Beetle graduation in the comics and they're making a entire like Kamen Rider team, well, Kamen Rider or Sentai, depending on how you see it, because they're different colors. But different color Beetles have different. Well, this isn't anything new because they've been doing that since Young Justice. Like fucking in the comics, they what's weird? Everyone's copying Sentai Kamen Rider because in fucking what's the other one? The other one that's literally a Tokusatsu team. Fucking
Radiant Black?
Radiant Black, yeah. They're doing the same exact shit. They're doing the same thing, and now Blue Beetle's copying. That's fun. They're all copying Guyver and Kamen Rider and Super Sentai. All three. Because first it was Guyver. And Amazon that they were copying. And then they're like, no, we got to add.
Okay, well... It's Guyver, Amazon, and then Kabuto. Because remember, Blue Beetle and Kabuto, the first Blue Beetle comic and Kabuto came out in the same month. The same fucking month. No. I mean the Jaime Reyes version.
Yeah, but
not the Dengue.
Yeah, but 2005.
2005, yeah.
But they were copying Guyver, bro. On God, they were copying Guyver. Like, listen, down to
on the same day when Gattack came around, which. Look, you've seen
is Kabuto's plotline alien people alien invasion?
Have you never seen what Gattack looks like?
No, not the design. I'm talking about the plot.
Oh no, the plot's nothing like. The plot's not like this at all.
No. Blue Beetle is clearly based off of Guyver, bro. Yeah, like hey, down to they're like, can we copy your homework without like having the shit, bro? Like the Reach,
like dog. Like he even has a scarab on the belt. Like.
That's a happy coincidence.
Like, come on. Like, I'm not saying they copied him, but I'm saying like
if anything, he copied Guyver. Like I'm saying, Guyver the granddaddy of all that shit, bro.
But didn't Amazon come before Guyver?
No, I'm talking about the entire plot. This style of Henshin hero.
Yeah,
that's straight up Guyver started that shit. But yeah.
Yeah, that's our review of Blue Beetle.
I liked it. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it too.
I feel like
George Lopez was a standout.
Yeah, George Lopez. And he didn't play George Lopez.
He didn't.
I appreciate
He didn't play George Lopez, which is crazy because I thought he was just going to be the Uncle Ben. I thought he was just going to be the Uncle Ben, but George Lopez. I really just thought. Yeah. But no, Rudy was an actual character.
I like how when he was describing Ted
He's
Cord.
the guy in the chair.
Yeah, no, I like it the way he was. Yeah, Ted Cord. He was kind of corny, but I liked him.
He was a superhero. Yeah.
He was like Batman, but not as rich. Yeah, no, I like the family dynamic. I like the whole Jonathan Kent angle they took with his dad, making him the sweetest, the nicest, wholesome dad in there. You know how I was scared? I was like, yeah, this motherfucker gonna die. Because he didn't even argue with his son or nothing. He's just like, it's okay, mijo. Just do better, be good. And then I'm like, oh no. They didn't give him the whole stereotypical dad, like, why couldn't you be something good and make something good of yourself? No, he said, oh, you went to law school and you came back and you tried to make something for your people? I love you, son. I'm like, nah, this motherfucker gonna die, bro. Too happy, too nice, too good of a father. Shit. And then when he died, bro, how did you feel about his ghost? The ghost scene.
I respected the choice. I wouldn't have made it, but I respect the choice.
Simba.
I thought it was kind of on the nose, but like
this very much felt like,
because Miguel never got to say goodbye and everyone else did, so I feel like he deserved to get that goodbye. So like, I respect that,
because it very much felt like the Uncle Ben scene in Spider-Man 2 or the Jonathan Kent scene. But yeah, that's my thoughts. You have any closing thoughts?
Blue Beetle was good. Stop being racist.
Yeah, don't be.
I have to say, like, how many times I have to say the phrase "stop being racist" in these episodes,
and stop being sexist,
and stop being sexist
or ableist,
stop being ist. Yeah. Stop being ist.
Stop being istophobe.
But yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Go check out our other episodes and have a good day and drink some water. Your lips are chapped, nigga.